You could say students are the same no matter where you go. Recess for these Shenyang students means playing the most popular sport in China. Indoors, it's all business for these teenagers. For Chinese high schoolers, college preparation takes up the majority of adolescent life.
Also, we will have the students' meetings and the parents' meetings. Ask them to do some preparation.
Part 1, introduction and warming up.
Xi'an High School principal Xi Haoxue explains college acceptance rates strictly rely on scores from a national college entrance exam. Only the highest scores go on to college. The lower scoring students have the choice to go on to trade schools locally, eventually working in places like auto repair shops or restaurants.
Because the national examination paper just a very important part of the family, so the parents will pay a lot of attention to this.
It's often a sacrifice as well.
My parents is farmers. I come from countryside.
What about the science of calendar?
16-year-old Meng Meng's college experience has already somewhat started. She lives in a dorm at school and only sees her parents once a semester.
It always takes 4 hours to go back home my bus. I often think of my parents very much. I'm often tears.
If you ask young women and men like Meng Meng about their future, most have their minds made up.
I want to be a doctor.
When I grow up, I want to be a writer, or I want to be a scientist. Stories tell us that the greatest.
16-year-old Bai Yang comes from a more affluent family.
My father is an official, and my mother is a teacher.
This English class is especially important for Bai's future.
If I have chance, I want to go to America.
She's not alone. Many Chinese students aspire to go to college in the U.S. The student-to-teacher ratio is 60-1. Principal Xie believes this is a manageable number because the discipline is instilled since the early ages.
So the parents just form the habit for the students. So the students just follow this habit, so it is very careful in study. So that's why it is very easy for a single teacher to teach 60 students.
Xue believes the Chinese education system has a thing or two to learn from Americans.
So I visited the States, so I know that the American students are good at doing things himself. So the Chinese students should learn from this. And also the American students are very active to participate in the different social activities.
More proof that two very different cultures and worlds are coming one step closer to merging. Anywhere you turn, anywhere in China, you'll see the same slogan. Behind the majestic rings and campaign logos, it's worked.
Thousands of interviews for international reporters.
Worked.
100,000 volunteers.
And more work.
6,000 square meter solar energy panel.
Freedom to the press, greener games, and international scrutiny comes with the territory as an Olympic Games host country rushes to the finish line for the 29th Olympiad.
I came over here to teach English, as a matter of fact. Well, I chose it deliberately to come at this time because obviously so much is happening. Very interesting time to see what's going on in Beijing and how China has changed.
On most corners with a good view of the bird's nest and water cube, you'll find awestruck onlookers, Chinese and foreigners alike, like Nigel Playford.
I guess I'm particularly impressed by the architecture. I mean, these buildings are quite fabulous.
The two national stadiums sit side by side, attracting attention as construction concludes on these sources of national pride.
今天第2次了，跟我哥一起，陪我哥一起过来看一下。
We use solar energy in the building of the Olympic Village. in the building of the bird's nest.
The bird's nest is not only becoming a symbol of this year's Olympics, it's also becoming a symbol for green buildings.
So by Green Olympics, we mean that we want to minimize the impact of Olympic construction on the environment.
The Beijing Planning Committee says the Athletes' Village is the largest solar-powered project in the world.
6,000 square meter solar energy panel. For the first time, the athletes will be able to use solar energy to take a shower, for example.
BOCOG, the Beijing Organizing Committee for the Olympic Games, says a Green Olympics is one of 3 concepts for the August Games. A high-tech event and a people's game finishes BOCOG's One World, One Dream slogan, a slogan that's faced mounting political pressure.
Nobody is attacking the games, but some people are using the games.
International scrutiny regarding Tibet's relationship with China weighs heavily on the Chinese people. Though most shy away from on-camera interviews, many say the negative attention is unfair, especially during the most coveted sporting event in the world.
China has moved forward a lot in the last 25 years. I think you need to take that into account when you judge them, because it's a poor country which is overcoming lots of problems.
So as a developing country, I think it's not hard to imagine that we will have difficulties and challenges.
Despite political, planning, and procedural challenges, the pre-Olympic preparation pushes forward. The 29th Summer Olympic boasts the largest turnout in Olympic history.
All the 205 National Olympic Committees confirmed that they support the Beijing Olympic Games. All of them actually will take part in the Beijing Olympic Games.
А ты далеко не убежишь. Пиво дай, пожалуйста.
Ni hao, everybody in Australia.
Bonjour.
Through the Great Wall's worn-down stone steps and ancient guard towers,
She made it all the way up to the next tower.
It doesn't matter what language you speak, the history speaks to you.
But for all students everywhere, what would you say about the Great Wall of China?
You're not going to see anything like this in America.
9th grade teacher Arya Gudberlet documented her experience for Rush Henrietta students.
They'll get a lot more from hearing the other students' perspectives from around the world. But to bring back these pictures, these images, and this experience, hopefully it will give them a deeper insight as to what the greatness of this Great Wall is all about. This is incredible.
Much of what it's all about is in its shocking facts and figures. The wall runs 4,163 miles east to west. It took 9 years to finish and 1.8 million workers. The Great Wall's divided half a continent and symbolized a forbidden country. Now it's uniting cultures from all over the world.
We're from Delaware.
I am from Spain.
The Caribbean, Dominica, between Guadeloupe and Martinique.
In our short time at the wall, we met tourists from more than a dozen different nations. It gave the phrase melting pot a whole new meaning.
It humbles people, and it reminds us that at the end of the day, we're all human beings and we can all get along and peace is attainable.